Okay, so this is the fourth or fifth, third or fourth session, right? In the first session we covered take profit, stop loss. Second session, I think it was psychology. I forgot. Honestly, lost track. Right, but for today's session, I just want to dive like straight into the market, because I've preached enough about psychology. I'm sure you guys all know that losses are part of the game. Some weeks are better than others, stuff like that. You know, like last week for me was a bad week, but it's part of the game. When I go in again this week with the fresh new minds, with the clear mind, and gonna continue fighting. There are good days, bad days, bad weeks, bad months. I don't know about yours, but yeah. Um, so guys, today I just want to like analyze pairs only. Session won't be too long. Um, I don't want to go in like I've gone into psychology and everything like that more than enough times, Um, so yeah, I just want to strictly like show you guys like how I look at the charts. So this is NAS, right? And you guys know we start analysis on the daily time frame, right? And most of these guys, the reason I always start analysis on the bigger time frame is to wait, just to double check. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Because this thing is soft now. Can you hear me? Proper. Okay, yeah, you guys can hear. Okay. Okay, so the reason why, okay, what was I saying? Guys, the reason why we start analysis on the bigger time frame, right, is just to avoid being caught on the wrong side of the market, because you could see a buy on M15, but then if you look at H1, it's a sell, things like those, like things like that, guys. So daily time frame, right? We know that NAS is like forever bullish. I literally repeat the same thing. Let me just close this, watch this, so the chart is nice and yeah. So guys, I wish I could remove that. Okay, so you all know that we connect our trend line on our lows. First episode, I literally even drew on the whiteboard, your lower lows, lower highs, higher lows, higher highs, all that stuff. So unfortunately, I can't keep repeating the same thing in every session. That's why I actually saved the session so that if you're failing to understand something, you can go back. But for today's session, I just want to strictly show you guys how I analyze, right? I'm just going to be analyzing, right? So this is how I look at NAS. I always connect. Well, we know that NAS has been on this channel for the longest time. It never changes. It never changes, right? I like to zoom out too. When you zoom out, guys, this is a tip. If you're struggling to find your lower lows, if you're struggling to find your lows and your highs, zoom out. Even if your chart looks tiny like this, it's perfect because you can actually see your lows clearly. You can see your lows, you can see a low there, you can see a high there, you can see a high there. So that's a tip, guys. Literally zoom out, right? And I do this every time, even if I know, even if I've looked at even if like I analyzed like the day before, I still zoom out, because a lot can change in a day, you know. And compared to the previous weeks, we can actually see that NAS is coming closer and closer to our parallel trend line. This trend line here, let me just my phone. You can see that NAS is actually pushing towards this trend line, guys. And the third touch here is going to be major. It's going to be like a major sell, right? Looking at it from a technical perspective. So you can see that we have our channel, right? So now we want to dig deep into the market. You don't want to only analyze daily time frame and then be like, you're gonna wait for the markets to come down to this trend line to buy. Guys, this is the daily time frame. Like it takes days, 6 weeks, even months for movements to form. We just use the daily time frame as a guidance, use it as a guidance. And so does it matter how far back you zoom? I mean, not too much. Like just zoom back, so you can see, so it's nice and clear. Okay, so my internet connection is unstable. Right. So the next thing we want to do, guys, is we want to dig deep into the market, right? So you want to look at the most recent data. So I want to be looking at these two lows over here. I want to see what's been happening here. Can we expect a third low? Can we expect a third touch? Let me just go onto H4. So H4. Let me delete this. Okay, delete. Okay, so this is the low we saw. So let me connect. I'm literally straight analyzing. Can we do something here? We can. But guys, you can see that the current market price is extremely far from this trend line here, So we want to disregard this for now because it's extreme. Like, guys, this is H4, so it's take forever for it to get to here. We want to dig into the market and look at what's currently happening, So we know that we can just mark this low, right? And we can see this is actually our previous high. This one, right? Yeah, there, right? So now let's go into, okay, let me just break this impulsive move out. Let me just break it down, right? You can see that this downward trend line here was intersected. Let me actually zoom in so everything is clear. This downward trend line here is intersected, You can see first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch. It's actually anticipating a sell here and it broke out, so my setup was invalid, right? And you can see we got a retest. And I did anticipate this retest. It's just that I wasn't looking at the charts when it happened. But I did say that when the initial breakout happened, I want to wait for the retest, and I got busy with my day. And as you can see, shots up, guys, shots up, right? And then you can see here we had a correctional pattern, a correctional phase over here. The market moves in two phases: correction, impulse, two phases: correction, impulse, right? So that was just me breaking down this movement, right? Let's look at what can we expect to happen. Let me just delete this so it's all clear. Delete. Okay, so we want to, guys, I strictly trade trend lines, right? So I'm always looking for that third touch or that fourth touch, So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect the trend line. Guys, please okay now. Like this raising hand thing, I don't know if it shows on your guys' screen, but it covers my charts. All right, so you see here, first low and the second low, right? Whoever's mods or given, please, because it covers the charts, right? So you can see first touch, second touch, guys. Keeping it simple with the strategy. I'm patient, just simply waiting for a third touch of the trend line. I'm waiting for NAS to actually retrace down to the trend line. Let me see if I can connect another trend line of this high here. Get some sort of a triangle. Just fiddle around, guys. I don't know which one looks. This one, yeah, right. So you can see this is actually my NAS setup. Let me just zoom out. There isn't really anything else. I've connected the lows, connected the highs, that high. So we have two touches on each trend line. So now in this case, we need to wait for the third touch of the trend line, right? You can see that this is actually this was our most recent high. Over there, it was broken, got a retest, but you see, it wasn't too powerful, So Nasdaq patiently going to sit on my hands. Remember, like I said, guys, trading is 10% buying, 10% selling, 80% and 80% waiting. So that's Nas. Do you guys understand? Simplicity is key. I'm looking at the chat so you guys can pop a message. I understand. Is it my connection or yours? I don't know. Yeah, I understand clearly, bro. Right, now I'm gonna look at US 30. Delete everything on US 30. Keep on lagging. I got this. I don't know. I don't know. Right, US 30. Same story, guys. Literally same thing, you know. Like this is just a rule for me. It's always on the daily time frame, you know. So I can see my obvious. Yeah, I can see my most recent obvious lows. So I'm gonna connect my trend line on them. So you can see first, second, third. And let's see if I can do the same for the with the highs. This one is okay. Let's just experiment. There we go. So you see we have our structure. You can see we have our structure. All right. So now this is zoom out on H4 to verify our trend lines. And yes, we can see that this trend line is valid. First touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, you know. So we can pretty much, we understand that US30 has been moving up. US30 has been buying because of our trend lines. You know, it's been respecting our upward trend line. Right. So you can see first touch, second and third over there. Just connect it down properly and you can see this is our recent high. Right. So just want to mark that. First, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, yeah. When I mark that, so you can see that we have a zone of resistance over here. First touch, second touch of the zone, right? So right now there isn't really anything you can do with do about US30 because you can actually see that it has reacted off our trend line and buying now is really, really late, right? So this is my next area of value, zone of interest is this resistance over here. You know, we could get a triple top only if it's obeyed. We could get a triple top and then for it to shoot back down so it traces the trend line and go back up, you know, but we're not predicting. We just trade what we see, guys. So yes, 30, there isn't anything you can do. Um 1 second. US 30, there isn't anything you can do right now. You need to we need to wait for it to um reach this zone here. Because even in terms of connecting a trend line, it's not too nice. And you can see that the H4 candle is very, very bullish, you know. So you don't want to be selling here. So I think this trend is going to be broken. You know, candlesticks never lie, guys. Momentum never lies. You know, you can see that okay, yeah, first touch, second touch, but this third touch here is too bullish. But then you know, I could be wrong. Let's just wait to see our my confirmation to sell here. I'll only be looking to sell if I get a strong rejection, you know, or a strong reversal candlestick, bearish reversal candlestick. Otherwise, I don't want to be going against this momentum. This will sanitize your account, you know. Um, and you can see that we do have an inverse head and shoulders pattern on US30. So I do believe that it's going to continue going up a bit. So you can see that right here. This is our left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? So I do believe it's going to go all the way up to the neckline, which is over there. So that's my analysis on US30. Like I said, I'm going to be waiting for it to, I want to see how US30 reacts to that zone. That's my US30 analysis. Simplicity is key, guys. You don't need to like force things, you know, like this is simple. I'm going to wait for it to react to the zone. If it reaches the zone, if it doesn't, in this zone, you know, but otherwise in terms of trend lines, you can see I have a low here. This one is like steep, you know. And like the book says, what it says about steep trend lines, that those ones aren't really as strong, you know. So that's my US30 analysis. Simplicity is key. When I see that reversal candlestick, I enter, you know, but the market likes to fake out to take out the small accounts. That's exactly what NAS does. That's why I never encourage people to trade NAS, the small accounts. Right. So now let me go to German 30. This one I'm selling when the market opens. I'm actually selling German 30 when the market opens. Let me just show you guys my analysis. But so far, you guys understanding, I'm looking at the chats. So you can type message before I carry on. I'll be waiting for the messages. I understand. That's just one person, but okay, carry on. Let's see. Don't mind all that. I was backtesting. Before you trade something, guys, you need to backtest it, you know. So let me show you guys. I'm looking at US30, right? So same as I said, zoom out, connect your obvious lows. So I see that one. But I'll disregard this on this. So you can see first touch, second touch. And this is our previous high. Okay, that's daily. You can actually see that German 30 the past few days hasn't been as volatile. You know, it's been consolidating. So let's just go down to H4 to see what's really happening. And there we go. We can see our downward trend line, right? And this, we're actually sitting at an entry point to sub. Let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. This one needs precision. This is actually a fake outs. Okay, disregard this trend line because current market price is far. It's connected from here. So you can see that USD German 30 is pretty much in this pennant type of thing. So there's a simple price action pattern in this pennant. And you can see this downward trend line, first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, played around here and then dropped impulsively, even shots up a bit, faked out to take out the small accounts, and then it dropped down impulsively, you know. So I'm anticipating a replica, anticipating a repetition of this move here. This is only H4, guys. We're on the H4 time frame, and we already have our direction. You'll see on the H1 that it's actually has already rejected, shown some sign of bearish movements. Just waiting for it to load. There we go. So you go first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth, fifth, played around here. Small accounts were sanitized. If you entered here, okay, shut down, you probably would have added, you know, the fake accounts, took out a lot of small accounts. But now you can see that this bullish movement has actually come to an end. We're seeing major signs of reversal. So I'm anticipating German 30 to fall down to this trend line over here. Simplicity is key. Trade what you see, you know the vibes. So that's German 30. Do you guys just leave a yes in the chat if you understand, if you're on board? Do you just, yeah, make sure that everyone's on board. When someone said go deeper into entries, I covered that on the first or second Zoom session. Now, I can't repeat the same thing every session because of time, but that's where I covered the daily, wait for the daily close, H4 close, stuff like that. So you guys just leave a yes if you understand. Just leave a yes if you understand or no if you don't. Okay, we still have time. This connection is unstable. Okay, Euro USD. The fakeouts is covered in that trendline breakout book. For the next session, I'll go into it. Euro USD, right? So same thing over and over. I'm gonna zoom out first. I'm gonna focus on the most recent data, right? So I can see that I can see these highs over here. So just want to connect the downward trend line. I can see these lows. Let's do the same. So you can see we have our structure. And you can see that we actually have this high over here. So let me just mark that. Actually sitting on, okay. Go to H4. Imagine guys, like I really saw this sell from the daily time frame. That's how important it is to start your analysis on the bigger time frame, It just saves time, keeps things simple. So you can see that this high over here that's where I drew the horizontal ray. So let me go down to H4, sorry. So H4, zoom out, see if we can draw any. Now we can see that market price is moving nicely between the market is Euro USD is moving nicely between this channel over here. Let me just, there we go. Just in it properly. Right, so remember, like I said, guys, you always want to connect your trend line on your lows. So you can see first low here, second over here. I wouldn't count that. So first, you don't want to force things, and cut second. So this is going to be our second entry point. This trend line here is going to be our second entry point to capitalize off the buy movement, because you can see that this trend line here has been respected multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, So there are people holding buys from this trend line here, right? But you guys know that the market most of the time retraces back down to give us an entry point. Each and every retracement is an entry point, whether it's on M1, M5, any time frame, but it all goes down to your strategy. I just strictly use H1. I don't go down to M1 for entry points, right? So as I was saying, that we do see this double top pattern. We can see first top, second top, right? So I'm just gonna wait for a proper reversal candlestick. Like just because you see a red candlestick doesn't mean that it's confirmation. You can see red candlesticks anyway. Yeah, you can see a red candlestick, but that doesn't mean you must sell. So situations like these, guys, you wait for like doji, hanging man. Those type of candlesticks. They are in the Bible God of candlesticks, something, but I think it's so here. When I wait for the sell, it's going to drop. I believe it's going to drop. So you trace down to give a touch to the trend line. So something like this, right? Then once we've gotten our third touch, I do see it respecting to go up. Because remember, guys, if you look at daily, you can see that we are moving in this falling channel, right? And this is a falling channel. So situations like these, most case scenarios, this falling channel actually breaks out to the upside. You know, falling channel is actually a bullish. What's it? It's a bullish sign. It's a bullish reversal, bullish reversal. It's like a rising wedge. Rising wedge, you know that it's gonna sell, you know, because the lows are going up. Just delete this and just go down to H4. We haven't even looked at H1 and we really, you know what to anticipate. First touch, second touch. So now we're just gonna wait for a third touch here. It is gonna drop, but I wouldn't really enter the sell yet because we don't have enough confirmation. You know, we don't have enough confirmation. We don't have a reversal candlestick here or anything like that on H4. Just see. Yeah, you see H1, it is dropping down, but I'm gonna wait for a proper H1, it is dropping down, but I'm gonna wait for a proper reversal. I'm gonna wait for proper confirmation on H4. So did you guys get that? You guys, I'm looking at the chat, so you can just say yes or no. Is it safe? All clear. Just see. Zoom session. Zoom session. Yes, you understands. Got it. Yes, sir. Know the vibes. Know the vibes. Know the vibes. Okay, wait. We still see the time. Okay, yeah, perfect. Let's go on to the next. But somebody said, I suggest people with cameras. Just most of the connection can be a bit secure because it keeps on glitching. Okay, wait. What else did I have? Okay, yeah, we have 10 minutes left. 9 minutes actually. USD JPY. This one I just analyzed it. I don't see anything major, you know. But USD JPY is proper for. It is good for practicing your trend lines, you know, because you can see that. Just an example that it does, you know, respects trend lines nicely, you know. You can see our lows bounced off, you know, everything's clearer on the smaller time frames. But just giving free tip if you guys want to like work on connecting your trend lines, you know, all that stuff, catching your resets, practicing, you know, the USD JPY is the pair to go to. It likes to move in channels. Okay, I just got a notification that my connection is unstable. I do apologize about the connection, guys, but there's nothing I can do. You can see USD JPY first touch, first low, second. You don't wanna. Okay, let's draw it in like that. I don't usually like forcing, but let me see how it turns out. First low, second. To see if like a low is valid, you want to go down to a smaller time frame because sometimes it could be a fake out like this. Okay, yeah, it's valid. This trend line is valid. You can connect it like this. Just wait for it to load. See first, second. This is just a fake out because you can see it ended up closing above, and then third touch respected the exact same trend line, right? So we have 3 touches, right? So we can anticipate USD JPY to retrace all the way down to our trend line, right? But yet again, guys, like I said, we always want to dig deeper into the markets, you know. You can see that over here, we have first low, we have a low and a low here. So that's 2 touches, you know, so we can draw in a trend line. Like guys, this thing it just needs time. If you just go on the charts and you just draw trend lines, I used to draw trend lines all day long. And I was learning. You don't need to open positions to better your trading. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, you don't need to open positions to better your trading. Analyzing makes like your trading better, you know, chart time. It's called chart time. So you can see, oh yeah, as I was saying, first touch, second touch. So we can anticipate the third touch here. But we already know that the bigger picture, we have that upward trend line, right? So it's very likely that this trend line is going to be broken, right? It's going to break, close up, close below, and we can catch this retest to ride the move down to the downside, But we'll see that, we'll see as it happens, You can also connect just the trend line here. I know, would you say that? Yeah, that was actually a fake out. When someone's calling, sorry, this is actually a fake out, right? So you can see that USD was moving in this triangle, Let's just go down to H1. Yeah, H1, everything is clear. Nothing you can do here. You can actually have a zone. That's why it actually dropped. So you can see first touch, second, third, fourth, Yeah, it's actually a good, I don't know how I didn't see this. This is proper. Like if you saw this wick JPY, proper. But yeah, that's just JPY. Let's just see how it reacts to the upward trend line. So you guys understanding. I'm gonna send setups like through. Usually, I'm sure you guys notice Monday, I don't usually give out a setup. That's because the market is still funny or stuff like that. But right now, German, this chat is in the way. German 30 is the only trade I need to fund. German 30 is the only trade that I'm going that I see is valid for entry right now. German 30. I'm gonna go in, guys. Guys, you must never be afraid to let me end it there. You must never be afraid to open positions, no risk, no reward. That trade you scared to open could just be the one, that could be your breakthrough trade. You could make 5,000 from that trade, like no risk, no reward, no risk, no reward. If you're scared to open a position, then like trading isn't for you, to be honest. Like you mustn't come to like you mustn't come to trading with like that scared mindset. You must know, no risk, no reward. If you blow, it's fine. It was worth the risk because you never know. If you didn't enter the trade, what if you weren't gonna blow? What if you were gonna make profits, gang profits? You know what I mean? So no risk, no reward. That's why me, like I open trades, I fund 3K. I know, no risk, no reward. This 3K could flip to 20K, which has happened in the past, could flip to 10K, 15K, stuff like that. It's worth the risk. So yeah, that's just type in the chat if you guys understand that in the last 2 minutes that I allow everyone to switch on their mics. But for now, just type in the chat if you understood, if everything's clear. If you didn't understand, just be honest. I see resistance level. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's my connection, but I can't. Understood. Okay. Let me just online session. Understood. Understood. All right, proper. So you guys can switch on your wait. If I need to unmute. How do I unmute? You guys can unmute your mics. I just wish I knew how to. Can you unmute your mics? Well, let me stop recording.